Basically, it's one of the two videos that were eaten by the whole partnership with McKenna thing because of potential copyright thing. Pretty much answered that one before. Refer to past. Yup and yes. Food. I'm not sure if I like one more than the other, since to me Mega Man 9 and 10 kind of rate equally as pretty good and pretty good. Not a question. Traveled from Alberta to Nova Scotia, so almost a big chunk of it. And doubtful, I hate crowds. I'd say cake. Mario World? That must have been... Jeez, I don't know. Around between 8 and 10, I honestly not sure. It's been too long, like I don't have an explicit date here in memory. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. One. It's not a question! Quick round. Be very varied, also avoid fan work as much as possible, but yes, have a very varied selection. Show the full width of your abilities. With that said, study where you're going to be sending your portfolio, and adjust your portfolio with that in mind. If you're going to go a place where they're looking for a character artist, put more character artists. Still put a bit of everything, but focus on what they're asking for, which is why it's important to work on a very, wide breadth of material. Love Black Forest Cake. Acknowledge that I keep my face a mystery. Actually, it never happened. Oh, it was just for a school assignment. We had a digital art thing once in high school, and basically our class exam was to make a short animated film, and I did it, and I thought it was neat. The footage is lost forever. I have no idea where it is. And if I do it again, maybe? I think it's really neat. It's just the time commitment thing at this point. My native cow tongue, which just so happens to be French. I really thought about relative successfulness, so I just always I never really breathed in, how big of a deal it was until I already had a bunch. It's like, then it hit me. But it's not something you can say I expected. My personal strength is tenacity, I suppose, and I am mostly proud of the fact that there's a pause here would make some pessimist kind of explode. I'm just proud. Well, no, it's a funny thing to be proud of, but I'm just proud that I am able to reach so many people every day. I think that's pretty neat. And I look like a dude. I'm 6'5", I've got glasses, and I'm a guy. And they know about it, and I just want to keep on living, in relative ease, quote unquote. I want to earn my keep, but, as long as I don't have to do heavy labor and everything, I'll be fine. Someone got the joke! Also, I don't know who that guy is. This is hard to answer because I have no idea what you watched before. FLCL is something I'd always suggest. It's a good entry point because it's short. No, it's so you don't know that you know, but like, what do you like? Like, this is way too vague here. Thinking I'm separating these into different videos now, so a lot of these repeat questions, I don't know if people are gonna remember the repeat answer, but yes. I don't know, it's a pretty good game, but it's a pretty good game. I think you can tell here, wouldn't be blind. A lot of these have copyrighted music on them, and I don't want to take the chance supporting them and then having my, my channel in trouble. The turtle. Think you know the answer for this one? Surprisingly none. Already on it. Raw. Sure. Yes, I do, but asking for a favorite is crazy. I've read way too many. I don't remember most of them. Right. No, I think it's completely positive. I think it's neat. That took me by surprise, honestly. I always just figured Slowweave didn't really care much for my production, and I do believe he still doesn't care much for what I actually do. But, you know, I respect what he's done, and, what can I say? I'm a bit bigger in real life. Video game. The reason why I started with LPs in English is because I started explicitly for Something Awful forums, which is an English internet site, and since my viewership has always been English because of this, I just kept on going. Tomato. Nada. Sometimes you just gotta push it, you know, and sometimes if you try your best to be positive, it's just going to come. You can sort of force it, quote unquote, even if it sounds pretty bad if you explain it that way. One fan game coming along in the future. I'm not sure when in the future, but in the future. Man, I've answered this one in its mini partition so many times, I just don't know what to say anymore. It's obviously a reference to something I don't know. A masterpiece? Well, if I want to call a game a masterpiece, by definition, it needs to be a work ascribed to a single person. Although it could use assistant, it would still need to be, you know, because it's basically the piece that basically upgrades a person from an assistant into an artist. Are there any games out there which I could describe that way? I'm not certain. It was foretold by a gyromancy. I never really think about the future no matter what I do. It's just, you know, whatever comes will come. Wrecked bucket if I say it normally, but wrecked bucket if I say it in a video sort of way. I allegedly like the fighting games. I think they're neat, even if they are kind of limited in some way and kind of crazy unbalanced in another. Foggy, assuming I don't have to drive. Yes, no. The cow that is Rao. I've answered this before. It's basically just the fact that I was kind of entrenched in art while I was in high school and just kind of kept being a thing. It was really the only thing I was really doing and the only direction that I knew where to go, and I just kind of followed the path outward. I do some play games on Steam and whatnot, but it's very rare that I'm gonna play with other people. When I play a game, I'm a reserved, independent person, as I think you guys are starting to get the grasp of here. Oh no! Turnip, I guess? Certainly not. Sure, give me a second. This picture here, which is kind of too big for my current screen resolution, I always think it was kind of neat. It's a little, you know, landscape. It's a slightly abstract, slash surreal, slash something, slash adjective. I'm not giving a good picture here, but I'm kind of stuck in terms of technology. I never really did oil painting. I always painted in acrylic. Let us take a wild guess. Mega Man, again, you know, 3, more specifically. But I played 2 more. I don't know which one I played more. If I were to make a video game, it's probably something like What the Hell, except better. Really. Okay. Marowak. Marowak. That makes no sense. The game that I remember most enjoying LPing is like something like Mario Gives Up or VIP 5? Like, is that what you're asking? I never actually considered that for some reason. It's just not something I thought of. Might be something worth investigating, actually. Just do a normal video and then thank everyone for being around and sounding pretty sad. One day, one day, one day. Neither. Well, like any fandom, you just gotta, you know, keep out of the riffraff and just enjoy what's enjoyable and conveniently ignore the rest. Nope. I look like a person because, sure, it was a play on word when I was a kid. Favorite Mario game, official game. That one's kind of hard to answer. World is too easy, but 3 is kind of janky in parts. So, which one is my favorite official Mario game then? don't know. So I'm gonna go with whirl, I think. Pasta, root beer, yes. Yes. How is the yes? Yes and yes. A lot of the ideas really just come from concepts, but often a lot of the powers, so to speak, are just kind of improvised on the spot. And as soon as I draw this one weird thing, I expand from there. A lot of it basically then is just expanding on themes, starting with something fairly simple and seeing how far you can go with that. Explicitly for the seeing physics thing, though, that was actually the idea of taking a power that, you know, in the context of a thing, context of her work, where, you know, having a sort of power that would normally make a person like the super intelligent person trope genius, and instead, like, you know, assuming you're a person that's just born with a power doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be that kind of person, and I wanted to explore that. That was a very convoluted answer if you don't know the context. Sure. I suggest Super Mario, Omega, and Freedom, and not really. I still dabble in them. I just don't have the scene to actually get good at them again, which is kind of too bad. I do still play 12.3 against AOD sometimes, and we're both kind of waiting for the PC port of Skullgirls to play some of that. But meanwhile, yeah, probably Hexa-V. Chrono Trigger's up there, Mega Man 3's up there, Final Fantasy 3's up there. As much as I'm tired of the meme, I'd probably still rather go to Cat Planet. You are the video game. The only answer in there I haven't really answered is my eye colors, which are brown. Not the fact that they are mazes that I necessarily hate, it's the execution, where sometimes it's just an excuse to just make random hallways going nowhere and little else. Used to play, but I haven't played in quite a while, honestly. Okay, let's ask Cow is a thread that does indeed exist. I kind of remember Towel Shack, but not really, and doubtful because a lot of the math levels were bad. Okie dokie. Unicorn. Y'all should check Tabby. Well, forget his full internet name. He's another music remixer that just hasn't had that big of an impact, I guess. But I thought his song remixes of things I said were pretty neat. I'm sure there's a link to him in the music thread in Let's Play in the Talk House. Really should check it out. Not really. I've never really been big into sports. No. Yes. I'm a big fan of fatties and